Hey folks, so my hair's not done, it's just wet, because I am at home, and I'm going to talk about autism today. Let's start with the basics. What is autism? Which, by the way, this is the perfect place for somebody like me to live, because it's out in the country, nobody's bothering you, aside from the water that I just stepped over. It's a wonderful, beautiful place. I'll show it to you in a sec. I'm walking up to our mini lake. Yeah, we have a mini lake. Very serene and peaceful. But what is autism? Okay, so the spectrum isn't fully understood. Okay, right now we're only getting one side of the picture, and that side is the mechanical side. So the spectrum, you're actually on the spectrum, you just don't know it. See, on one side there is mechanical aptitude, and the other side is social aptitude. And it was developed much akin to, well, I'm not going to get into genetics, but anyway, Ashkenazi Jews, they've got a unique history genetically. It's also known as Lynch syndrome, but we only focus on the negative side, not the positive. Anyway, whew. Sorry, I got breakfast trying to come up. Yeah, I lost a little bit of weight. So, mechanical aptitude is basically, think of it like a trade-off, okay? You've got this scale right here. It's going to tilt one way or the other. But long story short is, some of you are over here, I'm over here. So you got this side right here, social aptitude, mechanical aptitude, that's me. But for most of you, social aptitude, mechanical aptitude. I'm confusing myself, which means I'm confusing you probably. Long story short is, my kind are more mechanically apt. So to say that we're socially retarded is accurate. Because we're not going to catch all the social cues. We're not going to catch everything that you tell us. We're not going to catch colloquialisms. Like, it's going to take time for us. Now, when I say retarded, that doesn't mean disabled. It means we're a little bit slower to learn social skills. But when it comes to mechanical skills, I was testing borderline genius in the 3rd grade, 138 IQ. So, mechanically, we are very apt. In fact, we problem solve differently than other people. For example, 3rd grade, same place when I, tested that IQ and went through a battery of tests. And of course, I tested autistic, but it was labeled as ADHD at the time. Very advanced ADHD. So anywho, gosh, I just got myself distracted. Which happens with autism is we visualize everything we say. So I'm literally reliving those moments, and I got caught up in a sidetrack when I was reliving the battery of tests. But, gosh darn it. See, I'm going to rewatch this video and know exactly where I was going to go with that. But being distracted runs in the family too. So the long story short of that one is, I guess the best analogy that comes to mind, like the thing that visualizes when I think of the distraction, is the little red balloon. Because it's just that one thing that stands out in this huge crowd of gray, and then boom, oh, that's something neat. And then you completely forget about the crowd of gray. But, how to say this? Getting distracted is natural for us. For me to sit in a chair for a long period of time, like through a movie, through a haircut, through a test, through a lecture, I have to draw, or I have to do something else besides just sit there. That's because our minds are always going. And that can be a good thing, especially in the world of business. You get one of us that knows a thing or two, try and stop us. Oh, didn't show you the light, or the... It's serene. I'm going to be doing some stuff with it too. It's a beautiful property. It's gorgeous. And there's a waterfall over there too. Not joking. It's very serene, relaxing. Good place to just break down. I spent the last few years just like no privacy, no serenity, just like constant go, 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 figure something out, go. And it's nice to just have this to stand back and, don't get me wrong, I got a crap ton of trauma in my past, and I'm living through it right now because this is the first time in years that I've had the chance to actually do that and actually face my demons. But that's one thing you'll notice about autists too, is we're resilient. But, oh yeah, the spectrum. Okay, so I'm going to digress real quick, jump right back into where I was before, I think. So when it comes to the spectrum, you've got social aptitude, meaning you can recognize body language, you can recognize tone, you can recognize what somebody's saying without actually saying it. We take things literally. We're very mechanical. So when I say literally, I'll give you a great example. My grandmother was teaching me the glass is half full, right? Well, I actually looked for the glass. I was like 7, 8 years old, and I looked for the glass. Now, I remember that memory keenly. Like, I remember that. I remember the lesson and everything that came around. I remember that she wasn't wearing perfume that day. We have sharp memories. Very sharp, which means trauma that stands out with us. But we're very mechanical in how we analyze things. We look at problem, solution. I used to reverse engineer. That's what it was. So 3rd grade. What I ended up getting marked off on my math problems, even though I had the answer right. And what they discovered was I was reverse engineering the math and creating my own equations. True story. So we are very mechanical. And once you understand that, it makes it easier to communicate with us. Because the greatest gift you can give an autist is the benefit of the doubt. I guarantee if you do that, you'll be right 19 times out of 20. Because we communicate differently, and we see things differently, we find different things funny. I mean, Rick and Morty, yeah, Dan Harmon's definitely one of us. But he's also got a very unique sense of humor. So do I. Dark sense of humor is actually pretty common, come to think of it. But I think that also has to go alongside the fact that I've never met an autist with a happy life, I should say. Like, I've never met an autist with an easy life. We've all had a lot of obstacles to overcome that would exceed the normal person's experience. At least that's my viewpoint, that's what I've observed. And I've been observing things and storing memories and all of that since I was 2.5. But my memories, they're vivid. It's a unique thing. I can't wait to look at this. I'm going to turn this into a garden. Look at that. That little flat right there, that will one day be a garden. But I may have to get rid of a tree or two. We'll see. I got to see what the foliage looks like. I like growing things. It's relaxing, it's therapeutic, and I basically have plants to talk to, which do better when you talk to them. Carbon dioxide. Anywho, this is your crash course into the spectrum's bigger than you think. I'll catch you around.